All right, we're here. Let me make sure my VPN's on.
What's up at the convenience store?
What? Benny?
You have to buy my kids lunch.
I do?
We do.
Why?
Because he's an idiot.
Why is he an idiot? He didn't.
I told him last night. If you need the lunch,
Grab a banana. Grab a banana. Grab a banana.
And go get something for free.
Hi, go grab a banana. What?
Run the car first. Hurry up.
Golly, you are bossy sons. You know that? You're so bossy. You're so bossy.
Because you're doing it the wrong way. You can do that after. Why are you doing it first?
That's a good point.
Hey.
Hey, Mikey. Oh, shit. Why is it built like that?
今もう車乗ってちょうど出発しようとしたところで公園らへんで待ってるわ。
What?
じゃあ、名前
Shit.
couldn't get on the train, so came by at that part.
For your friend?
Yeah.
Which part?
That part.
Which part?
This one.
You were riding, you're giving your friend a ride?
Yeah.
He's really lucky I was slow. If I would have been fast, it would have missed it. What friend?
The basketball.
Where is he right now?
At the Osaka station.
Why do I drive over there? Why is he so fucking, why is he got this?
Because
It sounds like there's a lot going on there.
Huh?
No worries, I'll keep it fun.
I think curious.
He can just leave the bike at the house. He can leave the bike at the house.
Where? Which one?
Our house.
How?
Huh?
How?
Just leave the bike there. We'll drive him to school.
How?
What do you mean how?
We're gonna pick him up.
Where is he? Where are we doing now?
Just wait here
For what?
to him to come
And then what are we gonna do?
and run him to the school.
And then what we're doing is bike.
Just leave here.
Where?
Here.
Why don't we leave it at the house? Why aren't we leaving the bike why are you leaving the bike here and not at the house?
All right, we can see her right there. Now, because you said just go get him.
Yeah. He can drive home, leave his bike at home, and we pick him up at his house.
At his house.
Yeah. You have him drive the bike to his house, we pick him up at the house, and then go to school. Huh?
It's only 5 minutes.
What is?
Yeah.
It's only 5 minutes waiting for him here.
Yeah.
He could have driven 5 minutes back to his house.
No,
No?
it will be like 10 minutes.
Mikey, make room for him.
めっちゃ乗るでよ。
Throw all that in the back. I think your idea is it would have been better just to have him drive home and pick him up at his house.
What's that? Then we all gonna be there. You know where's this house, right?
No.
It's down the junior high.
He has really mean parents not driving him to school every day.
That's busy. Like imagine if you were like mama.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can fix this thing here. my damn. All right, let's take this off here. I have to fix this thing. So, how's everyone doing? How about them tariffs? How about that illegal taxation? Right? Did you hear, guys, about the tariffs? Illegal. Trump's tariffs. The MAGA tariffs are illegal. What do you think of that? Food for thought. What do you think of that? Trump's tariffs be illegal. So, welcome to the channel. Turns out their buddy missed the I should turn around. Missed the train. Oh, man, I cannot turn around now. So we're waiting on my son's friend who's on his bike. This is where I live. Check out the view. Let's pull up here. Let's sit in the shade. See that shady spot right there, Tommy? Sit right here. Use the shady spot. Really nice. So the car doesn't heat up. Look at that. Nice little shady spot. Using the shade. So Trump. Let's set some things. What should we? What do you guys want to? Should we do? Is Trump a pedo? Pedo POTUS poll? Should we do? Let's do tariffs. Are tariffs? It's hot.
Sunday.
Hey Siri, what's the temperature today? Hey Siri, what's the temperature today? Hey Dum Dum, what's the temperature today? You don't know where I am? Where's the temperature in Fukui, Japan? 29 degrees. What is that in Fahrenheit? What's the temperature in Fukui, Japan in Fahrenheit? 83. High of 92. Siri's Dum Dum. It's the easiest thing. I don't have a phone chip on this phone, so it doesn't know where I'm at on there. What poll should we do? No, it's not on. I don't have it on right now. I have it working. I'm sorry. Undowdu is sleeping, right? Undowdu is working. Let's see. Chris, what do you want today? Should we do a poll on whether Trump's a pedo, poll on whether MAGA's Nazi, a poll on whether tariffs or taxes? Which poll? What poll should we do today? What's the poll today? Thanks for the likes, everyone. Whoever is the one person who liked this chat, you've got my heartfelt appreciation. I appreciate one of you liking my chat. I think it's AI. All right, I don't know. We got to put the headliner, though. The headliner. About release the files. Let's do the poll right down here. Look at that. That. Release Epstein files. He should just ride down here, shouldn't he? He should. Why doesn't he ride his bike here in the morning? It's only a little bit further down. Leave 5 minutes earlier and ride down here, and then not to pay the money, save the money from the train. All right, there you go. What do you think, guys? Release the Epstein files. So, Trump's tariffs are illegal, just like everything else Trump does. How long will Trump live? That's a good poll. I see. That's a really good poll. Should we do that one? Should we do how long will Trump live? Should we do like when he's going to live? That's actually a really good poll. That's a good poll. What do you think, guys? So no Epstein file poll. All right. All right. Look at that. Where's his bike? Where's he leaving his bike? Bike what? What do you put in the? Yeah, my house. No. Yeah. Tell him to stick it at the end. Oh, never mind. You should have went out and told him.いいよ、大丈夫。
俺らも仕事るとかだったら、友達はね、知ってすぎるし。I haven't set up this right.
Yeah, stream set up. There you go. There you go. Vote on the Epstein files. Really good vote. Really important. Vote on the Epstein files. Waffle Jackson. What's up? Have a good day at work, Waffle. Are you going to work? Going to sleep? What are you doing? It's an exciting poll. Epstein file poll. Right? Take the poll. Release the Epstein files. Take the poll. Right? Roll the die. When will he die? It's a very scientific poll. Is there? I wonder if there's a. It's like predictive markets. He's a crazy biker. We watched his biking yesterday. Actually, Trump mentioned that he wanted to ban 15s. This guy is always cutting his grass. Oh, there. It's a Nazi. Look, Steve the Nazi came in here. What's up, Steve? We got our fellow Nazi. Trump's a Nazi. Give you some view of that. This is where I live. This is Japan for you. Nazi-free Japan. Really? Why is it? Why? Yeah, like Trump. we're all spurring him on. Oh yeah. Roll the dice. I'm asking when is he going to become a die, right? A die is a gambling unit, right? I don't know what you're talking about. Really exciting poll. Take the poll. It will celebrate. We'll give victory. Poor guys. You were a bit harsh. What did he say? What did Divs say? What did Divs? Good morning. Good morning, Divs. All right. What does it talk about? You know, Trump being a Nazi, MAGA, supporting. You guys support. Anyone want to hear? Tell us why Trump great. Anyone want to chime in why they love Trump? Right? Other than because he's a bigot, because he's a racist, right? Because he, he's the modern day Nazi. He's like the modern day Adolf. We all know that part. And any other reason? What is it about him that you love? Why do you love this guy so much? You know, I mean, he hates you. Trump doesn't care anything for you, and yet you worship him. You worship him more than you do Jesus. Wouldn't it have been better for you to spend more time focusing on Jesus and what Jesus would do than what is? I think Waffle is reformed. I don't think Waffle's a Trumper anymore as much. Crystal, he's a Brit. You know, he's a Brit that they're very upset with the immigration policy and stuff in England. So I think they want A lot of Brits really want what Trump is doing in America to happen in England. So they're, you know. But the problem is really the billionaires. You know, the problem isn't it's the billionaires. If the billionaires, right, if we tax the billionaires, we ate the billionaires, and then use all this money to solve the problems in the place where they're coming from, then maybe they wouldn't come here, right? If their country, you know, had all the qualities of England or America, they wouldn't come. If their children weren't being killed, if they weren't being, you know, forced into sex trafficking and other horrible things, forced into, you know, drug cartels. So fix the problem, and then immigrants wouldn't come. Simple as that. Instead of trying to create walls, the reality is 30% of the global population are going to become migrant. 30% of the global population are going to become migrant because of climate change. You're not going to be able to, you know, or there'll be like sunken islands like Italy. Like New York's going to have build this massive, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe trillions of dollars seawall to stop it from disappearing. It's going to be crazy. Tommy. Not necessarily, Mary. Why do you think that? We had billionaires. You know that before Reagan, the tax rate on the wealthy was as high as 90% in America. How were prices out of control then? No. I mean, what you're saying is a bunch of bullshit. You're saying some bullshit there. There's no reason why we have billionaires, to be honest with you. Why do you feel like billionaires should be legal? Why should billionaires be legal? If billionaires are legal, then they're basically exploiting the goods. They could take that $1 billion, right, that excess money, and lower the cost of goods. They could, you know, solve the homeless issue, solve the medical issue. Don't you think? Why do you think anyone needs to be a fucking billionaire? Why? What? A billionaire is just a form of obesity. They'll never spend their money. They're just hoarding it. I mean, they're just putting in the stock, buying shit. I mean, how many houses can you fucking live in? This obsession with billionaires is ridiculous. Right? Really ridiculous. They do nothing. They don't do anything for the country. Billionaires do nothing for the fucking country. They buy our politicians, right, through dark money. They corrupt our Supreme Court through dark money. They corrupt our politicians through PACs like AIPAC, other things. I mean, the money we give to Israel ends up being given back to specific groups that support them. And then it allows them to do genocide on a people who lived there for thousands of years. They have just as much claim to that land as any Jew. And that's insane. It's insane. All comes down to, and they're the ones that get us hating each other. You know, get you voting for, you know, a dumbass. You know, getting you supporting a dumbass. Have a good day. Kids have dropped off. All right, let's go. it's just it's that's utter nutter. And we, oh damn it, kids everywhere. I don't want to hit a kid. Utter nutter. What the hell, lady? Take your turn. Slow your ass down. Anyway, they're scared. You guys been beating on them so hard. So what's the average say? 29 votes. Yeah, wouldn't it be great? Within 3 to 5 years. Thanks for the likes and everything. Yeah, I don't know why. Why does MAGA defend PETAs, right? Why do MAGA all of a sudden defend, PETAs? Why don't you want to know? Why don't you want to know who is, who went to the island? Don't you want to know who went to the island, guys? Don't you want to know who fucking went to the island? Don't you want to know what they were doing on the island? America's healing. America's not healing. America's being ripped apart by a hateful motherfucker. Trump is hateful. Trump hates America. He doesn't believe in America. Doesn't believe nothing. He doesn't believe in anything about America at all. He doesn't believe in America. When you put troops into a state's national guards that aren't the state's national guards into a state when there's no reason to put it, that's a coup, right? That's Trump basically doing a soft coup. And those governors who are sending their national guard are complicit in a coup. They're doing a coup. And here's the crazy thing: they're not putting the troops where the crime is. They're putting the troops so the president can see them around photo ops, around the mall and other places, but you don't see them. They're picking up trash in where the tourist areas. They're not in the areas where the crime is in DC. Why are the troops being placed in areas where the crime is? Why is that? Why are they being placed there? Because they're not there for crime. They're there to show power, to show strength. Trump wants to Trump is insecure. He's afraid. He wants to be surrounded in troops because he's a coward, right? He thinks somehow, he's probably got dementia, and he's thinking that someone, some group, some party are going to try to take him out. So he wants to have troops all around him. And it was great. Have you guys seen the pictures of the troops picking up trash? Because Trump he took all the money for our parks, for our national parks, all this other things, and he gave it all to ICE. ICE has more money, right, than pretty much every military on the planet, ICE, to build up a police state. You are in favor of a police state that's going to be used, a paramilitary state, a paramilitary organization. That's what ICE is, a paramilitary organization. America now has its own paramilitary organization, and just like Russia does, and they're building it up, right, in order to control you. That's being used to control you. and you're okay with that. You're all upset about a fucking deep state, right? You're all upset over a deep state, and here you are embracing a deep state. How come? How come? How come you guys are all about? Oh, we don't want a deep state, but here you are funding a paramilitary organization, and you're okay with that. Having a paramilitary organization that's going to basically be turned and used upon the American people. It's insane. Jade, what's an illegal immigrant? What's it? What? Do I want someone here who is doing the jobs that you won't do, Jade? Yeah. Do I want people here who add to the value of our community with their, with their ethnic culture and their work ethics? Sure. Why are you so obsessed with a piece of paper? Jade, why are you so obsessed with a piece of paper? Can you explain that to me, Jade? Or did you guys knock him out? Why are you so obsessed with a piece of paper that says, oh, I'm allowed to be here? It's like you're so obsessed with a fucking hall pass. Were you the type of kid in school, if a kid was walking down the hall and he didn't have a hall pass, you'd be like, oh my God, he doesn't have a hall pass walking down the hall. Oh my God, look at him. No hall pass. That's why I see the fucking piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. That's all it is. It's a crime not to have a piece of paper. So technically, I don't know even if you say you can use the word illegal, because illegal signifies crime, doesn't it? Is Trump a rapist because he was found that he was a sex offender civilly? Does that make him a rapist? Is Trump a rapist? Because that's the same thing. They're calling a civil infraction a criminal infraction, right? So I guess Trump's a rapist. I guess it's done. Trump's a fucking rapist, right? Based on your rationale on the undocumented, Trump's a fucking nasty, disgusting rapist. You see what I'm saying? It's a civil infraction. It's not criminal. Not having your paperwork in America is not criminal. It's only criminal if you were caught trying to, sneak in the country. You were caught. Then it's a criminal offense. But not having the paperwork isn't criminal. That's the facts. That's the truth. And instead of fixing the problem, you want to cause, you want to basically attack the people. Why not fix the problem? Why not fix the problem so it's more like Japan, where if you marry an American, you get your spouse visa. You get maybe more babies that way, right? Why not make it like if an employer needs you, he can quickly get your visa, right? Why not fix the problem instead of just exasperating the problem? That's what I don't understand, people. Fix the problem. How is that? How am I ignorant there, Special? Fix the problem. You think it's okay for it to take 5 to 7 years to get a fucking visa? That's what it currently takes in America. 5 to 7 years to get a visa. You think that you can't fix that? Is that ignorant? Pointing out the simple fact that why can you not make getting a visa easy? I mean, it doesn't take. How long does it take for you to get a fucking credit rating, right? How quickly does it take for you to be able to do a background check? It'll take 5 to 7 years for someone to get their security clearance. It takes a couple months. Doing the same thing for, for immigrants. It seems logical. See, the thing is, you're just a racist. You're just a bigoted racist. You don't want the issue fixed. You enjoy the fact that you are causing, you're being brutal, because you're no different than the Nazi in 1933. You take joy in seeing people being hurt. That's the facts. That's what you are. You're just baby Nazis. That's all you are. You're baby Nazis. The Nazis who took pleasure in abusing the Jews in 1933 are no different than the MAGA taking pleasure at abusing the undocumented today. It's the same human condition. Same sick fucks. You are baby Nazis. That's what you are. You need to embrace your Nazi. And
it sounds like there's a lot going on there. Nope.
listen.
You're referring to the dual state theory developed by Ernst Fraenkel, a German Jewish lawyer who fled Nazi Germany and wrote the seminal work, The Dual State, A Contribution to the Theory of Dictatorship, 1941, by Ernst Fraenkel, a survivor of Nazi persecution. What is the dual state? Fraenkel argued that under Nazism, Germany became two parallel states operating at once. One, the normative state. This was the formal legal system, the part of the state that still looked like a functioning government. It had courts, bureaucracies, laws on paper. It created the illusion of continuity, order, and legality. Two, the prerogative state. This was the actual engine of Nazi power. It operated outside the law.
ICE.
Arbitrary, violent, answerable only to
ICE.
The Gestapo, SS,
ICE.
and Hitler's decrees didn't follow legal procedure. They were enforcing
ICE.
will and ideology, not law.
$170 billion. ICE.
The normative state kept people calm. Germany still has courts, right? Meanwhile, the prerogative state carried out terror, mass arrests, concentration
ICE.
camps, murders.
ICE.
Legal restraint. They didn't replace the legal system. They ran over it, around it, and through it, using it as cover for dictatorship.
ICE.
Parallels in the U.S. Today, the normative state is what you still see. Courts, laws, elections. The prerogative state is growing. ICE raids without warrants, troops deployed to cities outside of local control, judges threatened for rulings, citizenship revoked, martial law used to sidestep democratic process. Project 2025 is designed to formalize the prerogative state, removing the safeguards and centralizing all power in one man's hands. Frankel's message was clear. Dictators don't abolish the state. They split it. They weaponize part of it while using the rest to keep the population docile. And unless we expose both halves, we risk repeating the same fatal compromise.
There you go. Prerogative state. I'm back to coding. Yeah. Yeah, never in the history of America has the military been put into a city, right? Like Trump has done. Never in the history of America has the military been used in states without the governor or the mayor requesting it. You understand that? That is what Trump is doing. Never in the history of America That's a violation of the sovereign nature of a state, right? The separation of federal and state, and that happened, right? That's happening right now. Is you have, and that is that prerogative, right? The prerogative power. That's what's unfolding. That's what you have to recognize. So what do you do? What do you do to counter this? You have to get out and protest. What are your plans for this weekend? Protest. Are there any federal offices that you can sidewalk outside? You cannot chalk the building, but the sidewalk is public, right? Outside the building, as freedom of speech, you can chalk the sidewalk. This YouTuber, see if I can find her, right? Did this, and she's done very successful at it. So I can find her.
Clean your iPhone.
Find her. Where is she at? Jezebel. There she is. Jezebel vibes. Look at this here. Chalking. Look at this here. Chalking. This is all right. Congressional Diane. Look at that. Congressional Diane Hashborough on there. All right, she's taking pictures of her chalking. Look at that. Multiple people. She started this, and now more and more people coming out to chalk with her. Diane voted to kick 70,000 people off Medicaid. Tennessee, it's just Tennessee, 70,000 Tennessees off Medicare. We people are pissed. Chalking. Get out there and chalk. Look at them all. Look at all these people chalking. Look at them all. One person, look at them all coming out here to chalk. Coming out here. She's like the Greta of chalking. All right, got the American flag. I bet that guy voted for Trump. I bet that's a MAGA. Right? Look at this shit, dude. She's got now hundreds of people going out chalking that represented. Look at, there's her sign. Congressman Diana Harshbarger. I think that was the dumb bitch. That goes, well, we all die. Remember that dumb bitch goes, we all die. What's up, John? Dana, where the hell? Where the hell have you been? Where the hell you been? Look at this shit here. That's her truck. See, that's her truck. She's parked there. Look, she got her whole fucking chalking stuff. Have chalk. That's some. This is what I'm talking. This is what you need to do. This is how you defeat fascism. Because you have to get out there. You have to show people it matters, right? People follow leaders. You have to become a leader in this movement, guys. You really do. 1 hour ago. Look. It's been hell of an August, and I'm so tired, but so proud of all the progress we've made in our local resistance in a very red district, right? This month has been nonstop, from protests to meetings, emails, and group texts, all right, to performance art chalk initiatives, all right? The daily calls to action. The local Indivisible Facebook group has over 2,000 members. That's the local group, 2,000 members. This is what it takes. This is activism right here, right? And is run by an experienced organizer. This group is rapidly expanding, so much so that we are now forming subgroups for various initiatives. We have a billboard group a lawn chair brigade. We have a postcard writing group, right? Brigade, a postcard writing group. Just to name a few. I have formed my own subgroup dedicated to bold, creative action. Dedicated to bold, creative action. I love this woman, man. She's amazing. All right. And good local trouble, right? Like our chalk protest. Together, we've created a spiderweb network of various actions, giving everyone a place to fit in. This is how you resist, by building community you can trust and making sure everyone has a place. This is how you do it, guys. This is how you do it. Tomorrow, we'll end our summer of action with a woke fest, a celebratory event that was planned earlier the year when Tennessee VA United was created. 10VA, right? 10 TENNVA is a coalition of over a dozen community organization leaders and influencers taking on the right-wing regime. It serves as a hub for all our action, right, across District 1 and into Southern Virginia. That's why, Tennessee, Virginia. We can organize around each other's events and promote all of our local actions. The calendar is full. This is what you need, Indivisible. You need to join Indivisible. Let me tell you something, shithead. You even think, hold on, I didn't get to read this dumb fuck. Doing anything to Trump. You're about doing anything to Trump, and you will be hunted down and fixed. Right, your shit, brain, idiot. Oh God, I got Mike Kemp upset. I got upset. I'm just asking when to roll the dice, release the files, take the poll. Just to die. What's wrong with die? You don't want. When will Trump, get a die? Where do you think he's going to get a die? Like a little, little die that he rolls in his pocket, because that's what he does. He's like, oh, which event should we roll on? Don't get upset. Just asking. All right. I want to remind you that for those who are still stuck in the middle, apathetic, or just don't do politics, I want to remind you that doing politics is what creates a happier, healthier, and more prosperous future for you and your neighbors. Right? She is so right. I used to always withdraw from politics and I don't want to, but that's exactly it. Because you get a voice in how you're going to spend the money. You get a voice in all this. Zero sec championships. What are you talking about? Look, see, displacement. All right. That just because our system is corrupt, it doesn't mean we can't have hope and determination to fix it. That politics affects your health, your mental well-being, your finances, your travel, your education, your environment, the air you breathe, your human rights, and your future. You're right. She's right. Politics affects all this shit. Civil engagement allows you to create the world you want to live in. There are so many more of us than there are of them. We have collective power, right? We just have to use it. Our lives, our liberty, our happiness are worth fighting for. She is right, right? God damn, glad I'm reading Jezebel, right? Protest is more American than apple pie, right? I haven't been proud to be an American for a while, but I will work every day to create an America I can be proud of. That's an American right there. Whether it's a podcast coming from Japan, whether it is, someone out on the streets in Japan active doing, right? But I need your help to do that. right? And you need my help. We need our neighbors, our communities. We need every single person to join us, taking action daily, having our backs when things get hard. It's easy to feel hopeless and apathetic when you aren't getting to work, right? But once you get into the community and meet your local organizers, you'll realize that so much more is happening behind the scenes, right? Than you realize. Minds are changing. She's in Tennessee. She's in a super red district. Minds are changing. Everyone, even ones you least expect. New activists are rising daily. GOP leaders are scrambling. Staffers are quitting. Progress is being made, but you wouldn't know it until you get into your community and see it. Stop reading polls, right? And troll comments, right? And get your fingers on the pulse of your community. It's so important, folks. Get out there, get in your community. JS will tell you about that, right? If if the second reddest district, right, starts a movement of over 2,000 taking daily action, it can happen anywhere. No shit. All right, no shit. All right, YouTube. Like News Times, look. Chalk protesters seek Diana Haskell's town hall, decry Trump's changes. Look at that. Look at her. There she is. There's the leader. Young, in her 20s. Look at her. That's a Tennessee activist. Look at them chalking, holding signs, right, on that. And another one. Look at that. Look at that stuff. That's still American. Rogue is a Nazi. Rogue Campus is a Nazi. You ain't American, buddy. You're just a fucking loser. The losers. They're scrambling. All right. This is beautiful. A group of 10 to 20 people set up a pop-up chalk sidewalk protest Friday morning against Representative Diana Hushberger, our Republican first. It was outside her legitimate office near the Fleet Street and the Market. Address and organizer Christy Burke of Turkey said the event's part of a series of protests for unsuccessful Sikh town hall meetings. They're not doing town hall meetings. It's great. This is great. Really great news. Good on you. Love this. I 100% Christy, she needs to be in Congress. She will be. She should run. She should run against her. All right, anyway. Where is her videos? Let's see, go here. We'll get some of her shorts. Let's see some of her shorts on there.
They should be so ashamed of themselves. They should be so ashamed of themselves. This is so embarrassing. Like, imagine, we don't have weapons. We don't have anything. We're not threatening anyone. We're not hurting anyone. And yet they think it's appropriate to bring this many police officers out because we laughed. Because we laughed. They think they're so big and bad protecting the power. They're not protecting the
How it started. How it's going. Look at this shit. My phone overheated. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's like really good. Trying to show more of the videos. You're not worried that Trump's on it, dude? You're not worried. You're not worried that Trump's on it. You're a Trump supporter. You're not worried that Trump is on the Epstein list? You know, why did he have 1,000 FBI agents redacting, TP? Why did he have 1,000 FBI agents going 24-hour shifts redacting him from the documents? Why is that? Because he doesn't want you to realize how much he was bestie friends. Because when you realize how much he is in those fucking documents, hanging out with Epstein, the only fucking conclusion you can come to is he's a fucking pedo. So you support a pedo? He's why is he look at what he's doing. All of a sudden, right? All of a sudden it's like, no, we're not releasing them. Why not release how many times he's in the file? Wouldn't that vindicate him? Oh, I was only in the file. Just in the file. I'm getting good with my Trump, aren't I? Just in the file. Just in the file. Just one time. I was at one time. I barely knew the guy. No, I did. I saw you say it. We all agree. Dude, see, that's one thing we agree on, TP. We don't give a, see, that's the difference. See, you bring up partisan, right? You think there are right and left people on the pedophile, don't you? You think there's left on the pedophile and there's right on the pedophile. We just see the pedophile. That's the difference between you and us. See, you harped on it originally, TP. You harped on it because you thought it would be a way to bring down the left because the left is on the pedophile. And that's why you all went crazy on it for 5 years. Bring out the fucking Epstein files. We want the Epstein files. We want the Epstein files, right? But now that Trump is in office, now that obviously, you know, there is shit going on, he doesn't want it out. He's getting it scrubbed. No, that's not true. We want everyone. We want Clintons. That's not true. We don't give a fuck. We want them all exposed. We don't give. There's never been an excuse not to get the Epstein's files, dude. Who was it? Acosta. Who was Acosta? Acosta was a Republican, right? Acosta was appointed by Trump. Acosta is the one that gave the pedo the great deal, right? Acosta. So, why are they calling that motherfucker to testify, TP? We want them all too, TP. We're not pissed about it. We're not pissed about it. We've always wanted it. We've always wanted it. We just didn't make it our thing because there was other things to worry about, like Trump getting elected and other shit. But we've always wanted it. There's never been. It is who is a group running away from Congress now? Who is a group running away from Congress not to vote on the Epstein files? It's you guys, right? Look in the mirror, dude. It ain't the Republicans. Did the Republicans ever block the release of the Epstein files? I don't think they did. Let me ask. I don't think the Republicans ever, the Democrats ever blocked it, did they? Was there ever a case in Congress where they blocked it? Was there ever a time in the U.S. Congress that the Democrats blocked the release of the Epstein files? Historically, I want you to fact check all that. The Epstein files. I don't think there has ever been a time that Democrats blocked the release of the Epstein files. Has there? I showered with my kids. Does that make me a pedophile? I showered. It's normal in Japan. Kids go to spas. Does that make you? See, showering with your kids doesn't make you a fucking pedophile. You think it does. All right? You think showering with your kids makes you a pedophile. It only makes you a pedophile if you start doing nasty shit to them, dude. It's normal in Japan. So you see, you're all, because you're all just closet pedophiles, you can't do it. In Japan, we take our kids to a spa where everyone's naked, right? Everyone's naked, walk around naked. Oh my God. Oh, you must be homosexual going into a spa with other naked men. Oh, you got to be gay. See, you're so, right? You're so sick, TP. You're just thinking of sex. You go see another naked man and you're thinking about boning them. You see a naked child and you're thinking about graping them. You're sick, dude. You're a sick fuck, TP. So here's the answer. Here's the answer on it. Right? I'm a sick fuck. I'm a sick fuck. I'm worse than Trump. TP, you gotta look in the mirror, dude. Are you a closet pedophile? Is that what it is? You're just acting this way to kind of like obscure what you are? You see, they don't have a pregnancy issue here in Japan, Nudity is just nudity. It isn't tied to sexuality. You notice how if you're naked, it has to do with sex. You notice that nudity has sex. You're all hung up on it. TP. All right. No, that's the culture I was introduced to. I've been here 21 years. I've acclimated to their culture. I didn't know, just like you didn't know it existed just now. I didn't know it existed, but that's how it is here. You know, my kids slept in the same bed with me, right? Growing up. You know, what mammals have their own fucking, you know, put their kittens or their other mammals, put them in a separate cot. My son used to sleep on top of my chest, right? Or it used my arm as a pillow. Mammals. Go study fucking animals, dude. Are animals fucking are parent mammals having sex with their other mammal? Are they you know? No. That's fine. He's just closed. He's just, I don't know, dude. I'm a sick fuck. How am I a sick fuck, TP? Because you're a sick fuck? You're a sick fuck because these are the thoughts that are in your mind. This is more telling than you that you are so obsessed about sex that when you see nudity, you're thinking about having sex with a child. That's disgusting, TP. When you you know, if your child is scared, right? My child never had a fucking nightmare. If it did have a nightmare, right, I was right there to say, hey, it's just a nightmare, it's just a dream. You're the sick fuck. Well, the difference with MJ is the kids came out and saying that Troy, didn't the kids come out and say that he was diddling them? Didn't the kids come out later and say that he was abusing them? And they weren't his kids, were they? Those weren't his kids. He was having sleepovers and shit. Did any of the kids that slept with Michael Jackson ever say that Michael Jackson abused them? Search the web. I think they did, Troy. Instances where children denied abuse. Mary Hawkins testified during that she shared a bed with Michael Jackson between 9 and 14, and had never been molested, never seen Jackson acting properly. You're right, Troy. That was one girl, Wade Johnson, at the same trial. Johnson also denied any molestation, recounting sleepovers and playful activities like pillow fights. Right. Barnes lightly insisted nothing appropriate. I'm very mad about it. It's not true. And they put my name through the dirt. Right. When interviewed by police, about 30 children who had known Jackson reported that he was not a molester. Right. Jason Felicia, also mother, was a maid at Neverland, testifying to a trial about 10 years old. He reached on my leg and reached up. When he was 7 to 10 years old, he reached on my leg and reached up to my privates. Every time I was being tickled, there was some sort of exchange of money. Well, there's one right there. Jason Francia said. He admitted earlier in 1919 that he denied being molested, saying it was embarrassing. Well, I mean, he All right, and then Wade. All right, so yeah, there was kids, Troy, there was kids. Wade Johnson later and James Safeguard both reversed their earlier statements in 2019. The documentary Leaving Everyone detailed graphic allegations of long-term abuse. They said the abuse included doing the Trump dance, doing the Trump dance, oral. So yeah, there was kids saying that. So maybe they were paid off originally, who knows? But, you know. So, it may have been peer pressure. Who knows? Maybe, but the thing is in the American culture, we have this idea. I tell you, I was, I'm, in Japan, and you better be, if you come to Japan, I'm in like an all man's onsen, and all of a sudden I see like a 6 or 7 year old girl walking around. And I'm naked. I do feel uncomfortable. I'm like, but but if they're under 100, if a child is under 80 centimeters, not 80 centimeters, whatever, 800, yeah, I guess 80 or 100 centimeters, a father can take his daughter into an all male spa. I would never do that, but that's Japan culture for you. Troy, you don't know that, maybe they were coerced before. It's more likely I'm a victim of sexual abuse. So, as a child, I never talked about it. But but as an adult, I have the freedom or the ability to talk about it. So I would say that as a victim of sexual abuse, I can tell you that children can be manipulated much easier not to speak than adults are. And I'm more inclined to speak to adults, And I'll tell you, going through sexual abuse isn't something that you openly would just do just to get money. I don't think. I don't buy that. Don't buy it, Troy.
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Power on.
All right, let's see here. Let's go. I'm going to go back to coding. All right. Work on the bot. Work on different things on that. Thanks around. I appreciate it, dude. That makes my day. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Calling me the biggest piece of shit on YouTube. Just because obviously I'm hitting a chord, aren't I? I'm hitting a chord. You're finally realizing that you're I don't know why he left the bike right there. Left his bike. Houses the buddy. Rode his bike. Let's see if I got any figs to eat. I need to start whacking my garden. That's what I do. Let me go get my let's do some. I need to start cutting my is where's my oh, anyway. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. Anyway. What am I gonna do with all these damn pumpkins? Oh, what am I doing with all these pumpkins, Mama? All right. All right, I need to put this away. Need to put this away. Put my this away. Keep this in the car because if I may go check out my hornets in my house. Where do I have? Oh, I left it in my house, didn't I? I have my clippers. Guess I can use this thing. Japan has like these ninja things here. Ah. Cut these here. Pour. Whacking the. All right. Woo! Whacking all this down so I can get to my figs. Cut the ends off the figs. All right. whacking all this down. I haven't done any management on my fig tree. Kind of, I don't want it over this kumquat. You see, this kumquat needs sun. All right. Let's see how that's beetle damage there. Beetle damage. Let me get my tea tree. Oh. 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 Right. All the fennel down. See, I don't take any stuff out the garden. That shit stays on the garden. Let it break down, become part of the garden. All this nutrients goes back into the garden, right? What you're doing is adding sun energy. All this fennel, put it all down as ground cover. Woo. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh. See, put it all down. And there's a path here. Step on it. So this becomes ground cover for the path. See, I'm just putting the ground cover down. Creating a path around here. Using this little ninja tool, works really good. All right. Underneath here. Oh, it's nice and cool under here. Found myself a little Ah, look at that guy. Look at this guy right here. Mm. Mm. Ah. Now I have access to my figs under here. I can look at them and clear up all these little guys here. Right. Yeah. I'm all fucking sweaty. Like all these leaf stuff, I'm trimming it so that way the energy is going to the fruit that's on the tree, right? Trim off all these leaves, all this stuff here that you don't need, all right? All this life stuff growing underneath, like this here. I don't need that one. That one's got fruit on it. Don't need this one here. No fruit on that. I'm cutting all the ones that don't have fruit. Now I got a mosquito on me. All right, let's get out of here. Okay. Whew, a lot better. All right. I'll be on later. My wife's home. She'll let me on. We gotta see what she's doing. I'm sure she's got shit for me to do. Be on later, guys.